Passports. See, when you've got a passport, you can go lots of places and you can go to different countries and you show your passport and they let you in. So if you want to travel, this is a document of choice. What about if you needed a passport to make sure that you had a successful life? What if you had to carry around a document that said this person is capable of entering into life and succeeding in life? Maybe when you're born, they give you a life passport. And what would be some of the things that you would need to do to qualify for a passport? And there's a fair bit of controversial information around at the moment about passports and whether or not you should need them, and borders of countries and other sorts of passports to get in and out of places. But I'd be really happy to have a life passport with my picture in it and with all my details in it. Isn't it funny that when you go for your passport photo, they say that you can't smile? I find that really difficult doing my passport without a smiley face. So I would say, yes, my life passport has to have a picture of me with a big, happy, smiley face. And how about these things? If you want to have a great life, would you need to have on your passport to qualify some tick boxes? So yes, Rowie's hydrated. She regularly drinks lots of water, so she has a healthy brain and a healthy body. Yes, Rowie has a low resting heart rate, which means she's really fit. Yes, she has healthy blood pressure, which means all of my hoses are circulating blood and oxygen and vitamins, minerals and phytochemicals all through my body to make sure that I'm a fit, strong, healthy human being. I'd like to tick box that. Yes, Rowie's got normal blood sugar levels, which means she's not going to get cardiovascular disease because her body endocrine system, hormonal system is capable of taking blood sugar out of her bloodstream and putting it into her cells and then putting it back into the bloodstream when she needs it to exercise really fast. I'd love to have a cholesterol reading in there. So yes, Rowie's got healthy cholesterol levels. She can handle pressure and stress. Wouldn't that be an important part of a passport? Yes, look, stress is happening. Work stress, relationship stress, money stress, things happening in the world stress, but Rowie can handle it because she's fit, she's strong, she's healthy, she's got all the biomarkers of a healthy, fit, strong human being. And what if to live in society, to be a valuable person in society, you had to have a passport that showed all of those things? Now, that sounds very discriminatory, doesn't it? We've heard a lot lately about what your personal data, or who should have your personal data, and what information people should have access to. And we've been putting, if you've lived in 2020, 2021, 2022, when not only could you not use this to travel around the world because most of the borders of most countries were closed, so you couldn't actually go anywhere, but you also had to have a passport to be able to participate in society, to eat at a restaurant or go to a movie or go to the gym or get your hair cut or go to the beauticians or go to the dentist, take your dog to the vet. You had to have a passport. So it's not such a far stretch, is it, to say, what if to be a valuable member of society, to prove that you could deal with stress, you were a solution finder, you're a positive person, you're a great parent, you're a much better leader, a better coach, a better teacher. Is it possible that we would be all of those things if we were happy, healthy, fit and strong? Imagine if every single person on the planet had to prove that they were fit and strong. Everybody had to prove that they had a low resting heart rate. They could recover quickly from a high bout of high intense activity. They had really strong muscles and bones because they could lift heavy things. They had a resting heart rate that was normal, and not only normal, but when you were under stress, you could handle it. Your heart rate went up but came back down really quickly. You had, as I shared, blood sugar levels and blood cholesterol levels that meant, or normal levels, so that you had a body that used its energy effectively and efficiently. And that, how about this, that you're a nice person? Imagine if you had to prove on your passport before you could enter a country that you were respectful, that you were kind, that you didn't gossip, that you didn't criticise, that you didn't pull people down, that you didn't discriminate, that you're just a genuinely nice person. Now, it's interesting because you could say, well, that information is very personal and people shouldn't have access to that information. But if you have a look at most people's social media, is it possible you'd find out pretty quickly whether or not they were kind, respectful, they didn't criticise, they didn't gossip, they didn't talk negatively, and they didn't pull people down? Isn't that interesting? So I'm being very hypothetical, and I'm probably being a little bit facetious and sarcastic, but it's interesting that we've lived in a world for a very long time, I think since travel existed, that you had to have a travel passport. And now we've lived in a world where just to participate in society, you've had to have a passport. You had to show that you'd had some kind of medical intervention to be able to go to a cafe, go to the gym, get your hair cut, go to the dentist, go to the vet. What would the world be like? Imagine it, and I'm just dreaming now, where it was important that you had to be a nice person and you had to be healthy, fit and strong, because would you add more value to society? Would you add more value to the world if you could handle stress, if you were happy, if you were kind, if you were respectful, if you were honest, if you treated people delightfully? And of course, we're never going to have a passport for that. We are never going to be in society asked to be fit and healthy, be kind, be respectful, and treat people beautifully. But imagine if that was possible. And I don't say that anything is impossible. I do live in a world where people talk a lot about what the government should and shouldn't have access to, and what's right and wrong when it comes to our freedoms. But maybe I can dream a little bit, because we've had 3 years of history where people's freedoms have been extremely limited or taken away due to a medical pandemic. Isn't that interesting? What if before the medical pandemic on our passport we had to show that we had low resting heart rate, healthy blood pressure, healthy blood sugar levels, healthy cholesterol levels, we were really fit, we were really strong, and we could handle stress? I wonder if we would have even had a medical worldwide pandemic. Interesting question.